Let me see, what if some other, oh, go ahead, you got a question.
Yeah, why is it not, I mean, they can do stuff under false pretenses?
Yeah, they can get you in a room and they can lie to you. They can say, I got your homeboy in the other room and he just told us the whole dirt. You got now, you can, and this is what they say all the time. If you cooperate with us, it'll be easier. In other words, you know, we're trying to get you to talk. They can say whatever they want. They can say, we got a videotape of you doing such, 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 such. Whether you did it or not, they can lie. The one way that you shut the police up, and this is one thing that people do not know, even though they read you your rights, people don't understand. They get you in a room, they start asking you questions, or even outside of a room. They start asking you questions, and yo, we want to know this. They send you down, you all seen this on TV, it might even happen to some of you. They sit you in that little room, you see the mirror, the one two-way mirror, and they're sitting there pounding away, and you're just sitting there, I didn't do nothing, I don't know why. You don't have to do none of that. The way that you shut them up, because nothing you say to them is going to shut them up, unless you say this one thing. I want a lawyer. I want a lawyer before I answer any questions. As soon as you say that, they have, by law, they have to stop asking you questions. They can no longer proceed to ask you questions unless you say that you want a lawyer. So you have to always say, I want a lawyer present before I'm going to talk to you guys, and that'll shut them up. Then they'll say, well, why do you want a lawyer? If you didn't do anything, you know, whatever, just tell us what it is and we'll let you out of here. That's all lies. They can lie, and they do, and they constantly do, and that's how they catch people up, because they lie to you, and then all of a sudden they have you thinking someone ratted on you, and they're saying, you know, you're telling on them, this and that. And that brings me to another point. Never snitch. Do not snitch. No snitching. Hip-hop has a whole campaign. Do not snitch. But let's define what snitch means, because people say, oh, you know, that's horrible, never say that. I mean, come on. The president, they run that whole line. They don't snitch on each other. You know, the government, the police don't snitch on each other. Understand what it means when we say do not snitch. That doesn't mean to say, you know, your neighbor is a child molester and you saw something. That don't mean don't call the police on them. No, that ain't cool. You know, or you just seen a woman get mugged and beat down or whatever, and you know, and don't snitch, don't call the police on them. That's not snitching. You know, that's the thing that you're supposed to do as a community to keep your community safe. What don't snitch means is if you and your homie go out and do something and you get caught, don't say, okay, to get off, it was his idea or it's her idea. You know, it wasn't just, there's nothing honorable about bringing somebody else into something. Take your punishment, take your fight as an individual, as a, you know, as a man or as a woman. Take it. Do not snitch on another person and bring them into it. And then, you know, and I say that because it's real important to understand that a lot of people are in jail because of anonymous tips and snitches. And snitches sometimes can be the drug addict down the street who the cops are paying money to report every drug dealer that they know, you know, or, you know, and this happened in the case, and some of you are familiar with the case I worked on, and it became the movie American Violet. This happened to a young woman in Texas, Regina Kelly. Somebody said, you know, the cops said, we'll give you $50 for every name you can give me. This dude listed everybody in the community he knew and snitched on everybody, innocent, guilty, whatever. Snitched on 26 people in a small town, and they all got rounded up and arrested and charged with you know, drug trafficking charges. I mean, just ridiculous, but this is what is going on. And so they want you to snitch, which means they don't have no evidence otherwise. Because if they did, they wouldn't need you to snitch, you know. But then once you snitch, it ain't something you can take back. You find out later, oh, they lied to me. No, I didn't mean what I said. No, it's too late. They got you on tape, they got you signed, whatever. You snitch. So just be careful what you say with the police. Always have an attorney present. Do not snitch. Now, if you see stuff going on in the community with the police, you know, and you don't think that it's right, just watch. You know, if you ain't got nothing better to do, you ain't late for church, you ain't late for work, just watch. Pull over, you know, watch. You know, if you're walking, just, you know, watch. If you have a camera phone, have it ready. So if anything jumps off, you're quick to, you know, everybody now can take pictures, it can video, whatever. We saw this happen, you know, and I mentioned this case last time we did this event with Oscar Grant in Oakland, California, where on New Year's last year, the police pulled him and his friends off of a subway train, and all these people are videotaping, and you see the white cop stand up and shoot him in the back and murder a young 24-year-old man with a family, with a job, going to school, with a mother who was a minister, murdered him while 50 people were videotaping. And if 50 people weren't videotaping, what you think would have happened? We would have never known. It would have been some gang members, you know, got rowdy with the police, one pulled out a gun, and he got killed. That's the story we would have got. but they couldn't do that because there were people that knew to videotape. So, you know, it doesn't mean that every time you see the cop pulling someone over that you should videotape, but sometimes you see some stuff and you know it ain't right. Now, the cops will tell you, yo, you know, leave, or we're going to give you a ticket, or we're going to arrest you too. And you can always say, I have a right to watch. I have a right to observe you, as long as I do it from a safe distance. If I'm too close, let me know. I'll back up. Am I close? Am I too close now? You have the right to say this. You have the right to tell these officers that you can watch. It's your right as a citizen to make sure that they don't violate somebody else's right. And it's important that you become, if you see something happen, don't say, you know, like, I didn't see it, you know, it didn't happen. No, it happened. And that person that just got beat down may need you as a witness, you know, so you have the right to say, officer, badge number 856, thank you, you know, this, and then tell that person, you know, what's your name and number, you know, call it, yell it out to me, and I'll get in contact with you because I will witness what just happened to you. I just saw them beat you down for no reason. And that's what we have to do as a community, because we don't have the organization and the power to stop the police necessarily by force. So we have to do it in other ways, and that's by observing and paying attention and watching what goes on and knowing our rights. There are some pamphlets I put out outside, full on know your rights, what to do if you get stopped, what to do if you get pulled over, what to do if they come to your house, what to do if you're an immigrant and you don't have the same constitutional rights as the rest of us. A lot of people don't understand what happens there, as well as what happens with the police. I just read something today about, because the police, you know, some of their powers got expanded with the Patriot Act, but there's still a lot of stuff they cannot do. But we all know that when you go to the airport, oh, that's out the window. They can do whatever they want to do with you, right? So I just read something today that in one city, the police brought the TSA to somebody's house because the TSA doesn't have to go by all those constitutional rights and could go in and start searching and do whatever they want, which is really weird. That's going to end up in court, we all know. But how that turns out will be interesting to watch. So anyway, those are the things, basic things to know. Pick up one of those pamphlets outside, and hopefully one day the Alaska Communities for Justice will actually organize a forum around Know Your Rights where we can actually sit down and do a good long session so that we get the full of it. So if there's any questions, any legal questions you may not want to know, I do have a law degree. I don't usually use it, but I got it. Okay. Couple house cleaning things. Black History Month is coming up in a couple of weeks. We have some events going on at UAA. We got a Black History Month Jeopardy game. I want you guys all to come out too on the was that the 13th? On the 9th, we're going to be showing the film Sankofa. So any of you who've not seen that film, it's probably one of the most powerful films on the slave trade. It's not for kids, but it is one of the most powerful movies, dramatic movies about slavery and the slave trade. And then we have a couple other things going on. So thank you for your time, and I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's event.